instead of just being a decent person, that you were going to mock me with your buddy. Well, that just doesn't happen. So this is what happened.
Well, I believe it is time to extend their Follies universe with 2 new characters. Let me introduce you to the Frog King. Frog King Travels is Tom's channel on YouTube. He and Sean Hussey from the Gatlinburg Hussey seem to be basically best friends for the past few months now, with YouTube being their commonality. However, things have gone quite sour in their friendship as of late. There's a lot to unpack with this one, so let's get into it.
In March, after a couple months of watching Sean on YouTube, I messaged him and we met up, and I offered to take him to Dollywood for the pass holder day and told him, all I have to do is scan you in. You have to be with me to get in. I go, then you can go your own way. You don't even have to be with me. You just have to be with me to get in. So other than that, you can go off and do whatever you need to do. And just let me know and I'll give you a ride back home or whatever. And that was the whole deal we had for that week. And he took it upon himself to ask me to, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Do you want to see this or that? And he was very nice to me the whole time. And we did quite a few things. And I thought that we were building some sort of friendship. So after the week in March was over, for the next couple months before I got back down here in May, I mean, Sean texted me almost daily. We talked, through text message. He called me a couple of times. And again, it just led me to believe that we were, I guess, friends. On like one of my last days, I get a text from him that says, I got something serious to ask you. And of course, anybody with half a brain knows that I'm about to be asked for money. I mean, I don't know if at this point he thought I was an easy mark or what the deal was. So I asked him how much money that he needed, and he said, I need whatever you can give me to help cover my rent. But I, at that point, made the one mistake and thought, it must be hard to ask people for money, but that's how I feel about it, that I would have a hard time doing that. But some people, and at this point I didn't know, have a very easy time trying to take advantage of people that they think that they can take advantage of. So because it had been a good week, I thought we were building a good friendship, I loaned him $200. And I told him, don't worry about paying me back. At that point, he was going to supposedly start working at Howard's again, which I'm sure people that watch his channel have heard him talk about Howard's a lot. You can never count on getting borrowed money back. You just have to assume that it's gone. I had also texted Eric from the Smoky Mountain family, and same thing, told him I'm around. And if you want to meet up and say hi, just let me know. And I texted him that, on Tuesday when I got here, and I hadn't heard from him. So on Thursday when I saw Sean, I mentioned that Eric probably isn't the type of guy that likes to meet up, or, maybe he's not that outgoing or whatever, because I haven't heard back from him. Well, obviously Sean must have said something to him, because the next day I get a message from Eric, which you'll see. You're free, let me know. And if I don't hear from you, it's no big deal. Never met this guy before, we get to Tuesday and I still haven't heard from Sean at all. There's been nothing whatsoever. And he gets on a live on Tuesday night. And towards the end of the live, at actually 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 20 seconds or so into it, Eric asks him a question: when is the next time you're going to get together with the Frog King? And his response, which I'm going to put the video up.
When are the Frog King? When are you free, Eric? That's the question.
Something like, Eric, the question is, when are you free? And he has a little smile to it. Well, both of these bozos had been not, there's been no contact at all for days and days and days. Plus, I gave this jackass $200, and I mean, if you saw him have his massive feminine orgasm when he saw Dolly at the parade in March, that's because of me too. Okay, I brought him there. So I still haven't heard from this guy. And then they decide that instead of just saying something reasonable like, hey, Tom, we just don't like you, we don't want to see you anymore, anything, I'm busy, they just, I hear nothing from Sean at all. And Eric doesn't really matter because I don't know him, right? But Sean, nothing at all. Then on Tuesday night, he starts to mock me with the video that I showed you, okay?
So, it seems like to me that the issue Tom has is that he feels that he was ghosted by mainly Sean when he left the ball in his court to reach out when Sean is available. Tom didn't hear anything from Sean for days, and then it seems like Sean was trying to put the decision-making up to Eric from Smoky Mountain family. This came across as mocking to Tom.
At that point, that flipped my switch, and it was over. So I'm sure that they think that they're getting away with this, and I'm some fucking moron that they can just make fun of, and Sean can just completely ignore like that. Well, that's fine. I'm leaving the following Tuesday, so I text Sean and I say, time for you to give me the $200 back. Okay, I mean, if you're gonna ignore me, mock me like that, I'm gonna get my money. We're obviously not friends, and we're gonna finish the situation up. Well, of course, when you ask a broke person for money, I mean, where is he gonna get this money from?
Not Howard, that's for sure. That is for certain.
Okay, they're not gonna say anything, so I don't hear from him again. Saturday, Sunday, now Monday, I'm at Dollywood, and I ran into those people where you saw the I'm broke shirt, and well, wouldn't you know, I got 13 text messages in a row from Sean. Ran the gamut of emotions from anger to pity to confusion. He never paid me. He says, I'll give you PayPal. Well, you know what? I handed you $200 in cash. I don't have PayPal. You've just ignored me for 2 weeks on top of the fact that you owed me money, and decided, instead of just being a decent person, that you were going to mock me with your buddy.
I will say that there was some pity manipulation from Sean in those texts. But it is also irrational that Tom expected Sean to give him cash when he's in a different state completely unknowingly, admitting that he knows Sean doesn't have a job and can't pay him back right now. It seems like they are both missing the main issue here. Being blown off by Sean hurt Tom's feelings and made him feel like he wasn't wanted around as a friend. Tom also feels that he was mocked by Sean and Eric in the live stream that he referenced. Tom feels like Sean owes him in some way, and he actually does owe him money, so he's using that as leverage, but neither of them are talking about the real root issue of why their friendship fell apart. Without addressing the root issue, Sean doesn't even know what to apologize for because Tom is concentrating on the wrong issue.
Frog King tries to confront you face to face. Alright. That's not true. I met up with him 3 times. He knew my number, okay? He's just mad because I didn't have time to hang out with him 24/7, okay? He waited all that time. He was here for 2 weeks, okay? He even sent me text messages saying, hey, if you can't do it, you can't do it. It's no big deal. I have all these text messages, okay? And it's funny, now when he's back in New England, saying that I didn't have, he knows where I am. He knows where this gym is. He could have easily driven here. Easily, but he never did. And my thing is, why is it such a concern to you guys? You don't know him. You don't know me either. But there's 2 sides to every story. Well, Gracie, I'm busy not giving 2 shits about what you think, right? Now, but I'm not going to go on a video and on a 10-minute rant talking lies for 10 straight minutes. When I get back to work, all right? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the money until you get back to work, okay? Then he sees that he's not getting his notoriety like he did last time with hanging out with myself and Eric because we have things to do. We have our things to do. I hung out with Tom. I had passage to Ripley's. I invited him to Ripley's. He passed on it. He said he had to go eat, something like that. He had to go eat lunch or something. So I invited him to Ripley's. Then he sees that I make a video at Ripley's, and then he said, oh, I thought you were kidding. I invited him to Ripley's. So now that he sees that he wasn't able to hang out with me as much, he just stirs it and spins it and waits to go back to Massachusetts to say, oh, hey, I want my money right now, okay? All this time, not one mention, okay? I said, all right, what's your PayPal? I don't have a PayPal. I want cash. Well, if you had told me while you were here that you wanted your money, I would have given it to you. That simple. So, but you wait until you get 1,500 miles away to say all this. Big man right there. Big man.
I find that kind of interesting that Tom didn't mention that he was actually invited to go to Ripley's with Sean. There was no mention of that in his call-out video. In my opinion, that changes the perspective a little bit if this is true. There could be some truth to it because Sean actually did post a Ripley's video, but there hasn't been any text evidence of this to say definitively in either way.
And we haven't even gotten to the fact on how he talked about Eric. We haven't gotten on that point, and he's picking 2 fights here 1,500 miles away. Who does that? Oh, I'm gonna wait till I go home. Then I'm gonna start some beef because there'll be nowhere around me, and I can hide behind a computer screen. And just think, that little frog, he's down in his basement with his little toy games, all by himself. Again, he realized that he's not in Gatlinburg. How he's just back to his little pathetic life. That's another thing. This person that everybody is just, the poor Frog King. The language he has called women in the past. Come on now. I'm gonna say it starts with a C. He is trying so hard. He's pathetic. There's a lot of pathetic people in this world. Dan, exactly. This is why I hesitated to come on this early. But hey. But you know what? I'll be the one that comes up on top. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. No one will even know about this little douchebag, you know, a week from now. Okay? Isn't it ironic? It's like rain on your wedding day. Good advice that you sit in and take. It's like 10,000 spoons, but all you need is a knife.
So, who do you think is at fault here? Comment your thoughts below, and thanks for watching.